Hello, everyone. What's your story? Happy Monday yet again. Here we are. We're doing Mondays. We're doing every day. It's Christmas. Woo! Christmas around the corner. I mean, what does that even mean? We just accept all these Christmas time things. You know what I mean? Are you ready for Christmas? What does that mean? Is that a roller coaster? Are you ready for... What are you ready for? What does Christmas really mean? What does Christmas mean to me, my lover? Christmas, boy. I mean, what it really means is time to eat and not feel guilty. For a lot of people, not really much different than they eat throughout the year. But this time it's guilt-free. The jars, the pints, the drinks, same. Maybe a bit higher frequency. But again, the guilt is not there. The guilt is not there. The guilt is not there. So, we're heading into Christmas. I'd like to remind people. Uh-oh. Nice soft smooth lips. I'd like to remind people to be kind. I've been getting into a lot of fights. And I was just thinking, what's wrong with everybody, boy? What's wrong with everybody in this season? You know what I mean? Fighting people in the car. Family members, friends. Getting all these fights. Little small things, nothing physical. Nothing physical, but it's not even something's wrong with everybody, something's wrong with me. I'm fighting with these people for some reason. So I might fucking, you know what I mean? My shit is hot. I'm hot up. A physical altercation. Another one. I got into the other day with the neighbor's brother. I didn't know it was the neighbor's brother. I have juice in my pipes. Talking about juice. The juice have to clog up my pipe. Lord, take the juice away. The nice thing about living in Ireland is for 3 months, 4 months out of the year, you wake up stuffy and you have juice in your throat. Somebody's gonna reply and say, is your diet? Whatever. Dairy. Anyway, the guy, I came home from work. There was a ruckus going on with some neighbors upstairs. Shit was breaking. You could hear glass break. That's a very distinctive sound, how it sounds. So, you know what I mean? I come home. My wife is worried, obviously. So, what happened was, I said, all right, let me, I think everybody had called the guards at that point, the police, right? So they take a while. It's a leisurely pace they move out here. Anybody could show up. You could call a guard at K9, you could come, some kind of fella who just like his office shift, completely unarmed, full tactical could show up. A bus, which is made for taking troublesome meat away, human meats. But anyway, so I outside trying to flag on the guards because we have a peculiar address and it's hard to find on the GPSs. So before the guards come, these fellas start rolling down the stairs. And at that time, the guy's wife comes home. So I just think this is some fella fighting with the neighbor. Neighbor's wife comes home and I'm trying to tell her, as she's walking into the building, I'm trying to reassure in calm face, listen, I think there's a bit of an altercation happening. I'm trying to calm her down. Bring it down. I'm trying to calm her down. listen, you know what I mean? Smooth, controlled voice, low. You get down low. People listen, they like to hear low. They don't hear. I said, listen, there's an altercation. I think somebody's upstairs. And she said, what? I said, the guards on their way. She went nuclear. Who's in my fucking house? She went nuclear. So she had a friend with her 2 lady pieces. As soon as they entered the building, the 2 fellas who was fighting in the apartment, one guy who lives there and the other fella, they coming down the stairs, beating the crap out of each other. They coming down the stairs like Tom and Jerry in a ball of fluff and fur flying everywhere. So she tried to break him up. This bigger kind of fella. He sent a swing at everybody now. Man, woman, and child. There were no children actually. Just the child inside my heart, seeking attention and love through this podcast that I never received as a child. But anyway, man, woman, and child, licks flying. We're in the lobby now. I live on the ground floor. Set the scene. So they push him up against the door, the wall that's right next to the door. I get my arm in behind him and I leverage him out. You know what I mean? I tick for a reason. I throw my thickness and I wedge that light loafer thick monster. Fucking threw him out there. He is shirtless, shoeless, and in a very light, thin pants, long pants. Half of a track pants, half of a track suit. Right? They call it a track pants. So I get him out. Guess what happens? The ladies come by the door, they're screaming, telling the girl, I try to tell them, get back inside so we can lock the door and lock this fella out in. But the way she's screaming at him, I realized some kind of relation. Anyway, just talk about her mother. Then I realized they are brother and sister. Physical fighting, huh? These are people in their 30s, 40s, whatever. Blows flying. He outside. They need I trying to push him away. So I finally push him away, and as I try to get the door closed, Lord thickly gets his, a big fella, I guess one of his shoulders, his Elron, half of his right titty meat. His titty meat got stuck in the door, so he kind of worked his way through. Now he's riled up even more. I could see him and the other fella who lived in the house, they gone through. Swinging wild haymakers. So I kind of bob and weave a little bit. I impressed myself actually. Even if he was a morbidly obese, very alcoholically influenced individual. I was slipping and fucking sliding. Let me tell you. Ducking and weaving. Speed bag. What? So he's trying to punch all these 3 people at the same time, and I have his back. So I get behind him, I lock him up. I took jiu-jitsu for 5 minutes last year, and 5 minutes that I was there, we drilled rear naked chokeholds like crazy, right? I'm not whatever. So I got it, I hook him behind, and I started to walk back with him. I started to walk outside, and we out on the sidewalk now. And he fall back on me, and I know I have him. I lock my legs around in front of him. Anyway, I get him off me. I get him out of the building, get him off me. By that time, the popo shows up. The policeman knows this fella. He says, hey, I don't want to call his name. He says, hey, let's call him Thaddeus. He says, Thaddeus, what are you doing here? You know, in the Irish accent. He knew the other guy's name, he knew the cop's name. He said, you have any weapons on you? And boy pulls his pants down, right down to his ankles, naked. And then, not only that, he grabs his prick on his balls and pulls it up. You know, he's been searched before. That's what that movement told me. And the police officer said, "Pull up your pants now, you're gonna go to jail." Anyway, so they tried to sort it out. Other police officers came. He was bleeding, okay. I didn't even know how he was bleeding. So I get back in the house anyway. And there was the scene kind of boiled on, but it's just like so near to Christmas, boy, to be fighting with people, siblings. But that's what it is. And I guess, I have some of that aggression in me, and that's why I'm fighting with people online. I'll tell you something. This modern woman BS. I'll tell you something. My wife, after seeing me strangulate that individual on the side of the sidewalk and put his face in the concrete, she was wet for days with excitement. Okay? I'm just letting you know. This modern woman thing that people keep talking about. You know what I mean? It's attack. Nobody's attacking anybody. But that's his story. Everybody's attacking everybody. Everybody's attacking everybody. And, you know what I mean? It's the white male's turn. They gotta get attacked too. What do you mean? Can't get away from it. Life was nice for a while then. Life's still nice for everybody. Especially the old whites. They gotta get attacked. You know who started it? Who started the whole thing? The attack on the white males was that Elron fella from Lord of the Rings. Remember that? Remember they were sitting in the tribunal or whatever, and he cannot show up and he don't even want to talk to anybody else, far less he trolls. But the humans, they stood in the humans. Elron, I think his name was Elron. And boy, Elron, he catch a scene there because Elron and the human brethren, they was in the cliff with the lava, and they're supposed to throw the ring. You know what I mean? And whatever didn't happen, but he could have ended the story right there. You know what I mean? I was there when the fate of man failed or whatever. I was there when the men's constitution, the human man faltered. You was right there too. Take out your elvish blade, Rakishi, Butum, kick his ass in the fucking lava swamp. He would have cooked his human ass up, and the ring, it would have hold down the whole stories, but no. You have to hold sour feelings. And why? I have to imagine he was just gutsing out the wife. You know what I mean? And everybody stayed quiet too, huh? When he started about when men failed, everybody was like, but you was there too, ain't? Elron. Ain't you was there next to him? And you much stronger and much faster and you have an elvish blade? So what is that happen then? You know what I mean? He nose up in here. Elron, boy. Definitely he was gutsing out the wife. Elron's wife? Lord! She liked that human... Excuse me. She liked the humans for their foreskin. I don't think the elves have it. They don't get circumcised. I think they're just born without the foreskin. And anyway, so what happened was he was just, before they went off to war, the wife was like, listen, you don't even take your clothes off when you sexing me. We see that king? I can't remember his name, boy. The king that he fucked the whole thing up with the ring. Anyway, we're throwing a name there. King Thorogood. He said, Elron, the king, no, you didn't take off your clothes. And King Thorogood, he knows how to treat me. He knows how to treat me. So the whole time we battling, we fighting, he just building up this anger in his belly, man. And he's just trying to figure out a way to get him back. He's just trying to figure out a way. Because this man, you know what I mean? And the thing is, he could have really just forgive and move on. You know what I mean? But look how many millions of all those little creatures had to die and then they reach up there on that, you know what I mean? They reach up there on the mountain, the lava, the volcano. He's saying, throw it. That's what, by the way, nobody was there. So he telling us what went on. He telling the council I went up there. I tell him throw it. I tell him throw it. He saying throw it. But what really happened is as he was probably about to throw it, Elron just looked at him and said, listen, I know what you're doing to my wife, huh? I know what you're doing to Eslemate. Eslemate told me that Oli was doing things, horning up, and I would do for you. He's saying, listen, we just win the battle, let me throw this ring, I've done the story. He said, nah, I'm gonna done your stories right now. Shring! Elven Blade come out. He figured he tired, the best thing he could do is pawn the ring and invincible and kinda duck and weave and get out it. Yeah! 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 Look at me! She like me feeling like she's ready to blow. And I say yeah! So he pawned the fucking ring and then it changed him. You know what I mean? It messed up his whole heart and he turned into a horrible person. We all know the story, the Frodo and all the fellas, and they had to do all the shit because he couldn't take the high road. The wife could have said, you didn't even take off your dress. That cloak they always wear, all those long robes. You didn't take that off. He said, you know, I'm ashamed of my nipples, is what he told her. And she's like, well, you know, the king knows how to treat me. What he should have done there, rip off his shiny dress and show her the time of her life. You know what I mean? Forgiving her immediately, show the time of her life, and then all would have been good. But no. Can I go up on the mountain with the ring, spin a whole set of stories. Watch the scene again. When he was, I was there when men failed. Everybody looking around. Okay, Elron. Okay, Elron. Whatever you say, buddy. Anyway, so he was the first one. He kind of opened the door to attack the male whites, and I think it's a good thing. You know? Restore balance to the force. So and that's what happened. So hopefully Elron finds some peace in his soul. He's still around, I think, because they don't die. Right? They live to 800 or whatever. Yeah, boy. A lot of lives lost because of some jealousy. You shouldn't mourn. You shouldn't mourn. Anyway, I saw this video. It reminded me of all the most amazing things about marriage. And let's see if we could pull it up here. I'm gonna try. I don't know how the technology is gonna work, but we'll try and make it work. So I have to do a screen record. Screen recorder, mic off, excellent. And we go in. Watch this video here.
Are you all right? Get the dog, hurry up, get the dog. Don't make a scene. Get the dog, get the dog. I'm going to go back upstairs, Debbie, and just be in private, okay?
So many amazing things about this video that just you get a look into these people's lives and the kind of marriage, the trials and tribulations. Let me just break down this video here. So first of all, the amount of pain he must have gone through, because if you study when he falls, right? His shin, I believe, stops the fall on the corner of those bricks. And if you know something about bricks, they don't corner too well. It was sharp, and he probably guts up his shin real bad. And he says, sham it, right? Which means he obviously wanted to say, shit! And then he changed halfway to damn it, because obviously the therapist told him, dress up. You have to do something about your anger, right? So he goes, okay, completely loses his mind there. Actually, he licks down. So the one stool or table, whatever you want to call it, the wife obviously likes slender, tall tables. He licks down one. 3 tables lost their life in this video. He licks down one and then picks up another one to lick down the next one. Watch. One already down, and then what? Take that one, throw down the next one. Although the next one probably was it looking more like a stand or something. But anyway, 3 pieces of furniture. Just the body language of the wife in general. She says, "Are you alright?" But she says it in an accusing manner, right? She says, "Are you alright?" Like, you fall again, dummy. Are you alright? And she kind of sauntering. She doesn't really seem concerned. She looks like she's gonna pick up the ornaments instead of like helping her husband up. He's barefooted too, which probably means he wasn't in the mood to go outside. Trainees like to be barefoot, but not a lot of the boy likes to be. Hot places, I guess. West Indies, India, Africa. We all like to be barefoot. And then he starts mocking the wife. Obviously, he didn't want to go and get the dog. And then starts mocking the wife, right? So,
Get the dog, hurry up, get the dog. Get the dog, get the dog.
that last one, he just goes, it's straight scream, "Get the dog!" And she says, you have to listen to Izzy miss it, but she says, "Don't make a scene." It's probably wrong thing to say. He's on his back. His shin is 100% open to the elements. And 3 of her best pieces of furniture have been destroyed. But this is the best part here, right? He gets up.
I'm gonna go back upstairs, Debbie, and just be in private, okay?
That 2 seconds on the ground there, he remembered his anger management protocol. You know what I mean? He probably had his mantra. He had a couple of deep breaths. I was like, completely changed. All right, Debbie, I'm just gonna go inside and be private. I would say probably 5 years ago, Debbie was gonna collect a couple of lashes, which I don't condone. But I'd say it probably would be open-handed. Definitely not a close-fisted kind of guy. Or maybe he'd shake. Actually, he looked like a kind of shaking person. Maybe he'd grab her by the shoulders and shake her. "Get that down!" Debbie, she walking like that. Those days long behind her. She knows he's a changed man. Those days ain't coming back. But he completely changed his tune. And he's just like, going there to be in private. And he says, in private. In other words, if you knock on my study door, so help me God. So help me God. If you knock on my study door and come inside, so help me God, it will be like the cruise in 95. It will be the Norwegian Sea in August of 95, baby. I'm telling you this right now. If you knock on that door, it will be worse than that fight we had. Leaving Kingston on the Norwegian of the Seas, 1995. You remember that? Please tell me you remember that. I know you didn't forget. So I'm begging you, do not knock on the study door. Thank you, please.
Are you all right? Get the dog, hurry up, get the dog. Get the dog.
Oh God, good stuff. Anyway, that's the breakdown.
Get the dog.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh God, I have to say, it's rough going into Christmas with all that going on in the world right now, boy. Holy Lord. Oh God, it's rough. And seeing all of these people too that you liked, or you followed, or you listened to, or you watched, saying things that you really don't believe in, and are saying on the slightest, nicest way possible. It's a birthday! It's a birthday! As the dude would say. Shout out, one of the greatest movies of all time. Big Lebowski. It's a birthday! We're nihilists. Yeah. Feels like there's big troublemaking and terrorism. But I just find, yeah, when I was younger, I was a troublemaker. A couple of times they called me a terrorist. Like, you're a terrorist! Of course, I wasn't killing nobody or beheading people, but I was jumping out from the shadows, I was pranking, I was setting up traps. I was very good at it. I would be a good terrorist. And I wouldn't I'm not killing anybody. That's crazy. I think if I kill somebody, I'd just vomit on the spot and pass out and just wait for the police to arrive. But I would approach it. I would make a career out of it. I'm not I'm not doing one thing and then it's a career for me. And there's tons of ways to do it. You could terrorize people without murder and blood and guts. Ugh. I don't have the stomach for it. You know what I mean? You really want to terrorize somebody? Go to a popular beach, go on Amazon, buy 1,000 syringes. It probably costs you $50. You don't even need the needles, right? You get some food coloring. You get 3 different types of food coloring. Half the syringes you leave empty, and the next half you split through ways between red, green, and yellow, and you just leave a little liquid inside. You don't want too much liquid, just a little bit. You know what I mean? And then you throw them in the washing machine with some gravel to rough them up so they look like they get some use, and just scatter them all over the beach. Just go to the beach early one morning, scatter, bury some, throw some in the water. You know that as you pull up on your day off with your children to a beach, and she's, Mommy, what's this? She's holding up a syringe with a beat up syringe with red things in it. Oh, good! Terror. Beach closed. Lockdown. That's terror. That's true terror. You know what I mean? Terror. That is terror. And what are they going to do? Charge you with littering? You get a ticket. You plan your next diabolical scheme. I would go on the highway, rush hour. Get 2 partners. Or 3 or whatever. Whoever's in my cause. And then we just drive, everybody pick a lane, we side by side, we're not moving. I would just drive 10 kilometers an hour. You know what I mean? 6 miles an hour for my North American friends. And just lock that bitch up. Terror. Hundreds of thousands of people fuming. Economy grinds to a halt. These are the kind of things you could do. You know what I mean? Another classic one. You get a bunch of rats. And you just really sit in, all the best restaurants in the city. Some restaurants don't need that actually, probably, but that's what I would do. It'd be career. And then what you get a ticket for driving too slow on the highway. Everybody's brain is melting with anger. What else you could do, boy? I would buy like a couple of grand worth of oats. You know what I mean? And then drive around the city at night. A 50-pound bag of oats is probably, I don't know, €20. So what's that? 50 bags. I multiply by 50 by 50. What's that? 2,500 kilograms of thing. And you just drive all over. And you just dump. Oats all over the top of every car. All over the main intersections. Oats everywhere. Because guess what? Seagulls and pigeons. Jesus Christ, the seagulls in this place. The seagulls in this place of Dublin I mean, I should have deal with some of the trasher. And that's maybe why they're protected. Like in Toronto where I used to live, they call them trash pandas, right? Toronto is the largest sanctuary of what do you call those things, boy? Trash pandas, raccoons. The largest raccoon sanctuary in the world. There's hundreds of thousands of them. But they deal with a set of garbage, so maybe it's kind of better in some ways than in others. They had one came into my apartment one time. I had this nice rooftop patio. We had a party next day, the fridge was full, and so we had a bunch of vegetables and fruits. We just left it by the door and left the door open because we thought I'd keep it cool over. Middle of the night, I just look up. I didn't know I see him. And I just see these tiny little black fingers wrapped around one of my pears, my nice organic pears. I said, what the hell going on here, boy? So I said, hey! Usually when you scream at things, it did not care at all. He didn't even, boy, he just kept eating. He looking at me like, what is this fella doing, boy? This fella kind of interesting looking, boy. His accent doesn't match his body. But anyway, so I pick up a shoe, throw it all on my might, bong, bounce off the banister. Didn't come near the raccoon. But I guess he knew it was enough for him to leave. When I say he sauntered away, just look back. Still with the pear. Well, I had a piece of wood there for something, I can't remember what. And I, in the doorway of the patio, throw that piece of wood with all of my might and hit him. And now they're kind of 80% fat. Hit him with all of my might, prop on his back. Not even a flinch, not even a scuttle. He just looked back at me, you know. But he was probably like, listen. He wasn't scared. He was probably like, I go allow this man tonight. I go let this man live. Because they are a cousin to the bear. They're a cousin of the bear. So he probably thinking, boy, let me call my cousins, call my fam. Shred you to pieces. I love you, you know. Yeah. I taken a fruit, that's all. I taken one fruit, you have a whole bag of fruits there. And I know your fridge full. Your life nice. And my family sleeping out in the cold. And we got one piece of fruit. I could call my bread and suck him up and slice it up. One man, bear brethrens. Anyway, that's Toronto. Seagulls in Dublin. You-wee! Today I was barbecuing outside in the front of the restaurant. I had one entire chicken leg on the grill. On the grill, hot grill. Turn around. What do I see? But this albatross of a seagull. You know, they don't chew. He just knocking back the whole entire leg. I mean, the disrespect. And then the leg was so big because we give good portions. Trinity. The leg was so big he couldn't even take off again. So he trying to run, he flapping his wings, but he realized he had too much food in his belly. So he going, I mean, he disrespect him, not even flying away. So he just ran away and he kind of used the wings to help him run a little bit. And he just ran around the corner, he didn't even fly away. Now, I mean, I guess I was in shock because I could have run after him and volley him up the ass. He must hot kick. Anyway, it didn't work out like that. But they are the real terrorists. You know, I'm making jokes here about syringes and children, but they are the real terrorists. Yeah, boy. I could do for that seagull. They had to do something about it. It's insane. Yeah, boy. Now, is that where we will end? I think it is. We covered a lot today, class. Everybody stay safe. I love you. Okay, this podcast is coming out on the 11th, right? No, Jesus Christ, the 18th. 19th. So probably the next podcast will not come out on Christmas Day. It'll probably be the week after. So, what can I say, boy? What a year. What a fucking year. The craziest year of my life for sure. The most rewarding, most fulfilling. Got so much done this year, boy. Holy Lord, boy. Listen. Don't follow your dreams because you'll never have a day off. But some of the days are nice. Some of the days are fun. Alright? I love you all. Merry Christmas to you.